Providing an update on the government's move towards adjusting the minimum wage in Grenada, Minister for Labour Claudette Joseph says after submitting its report to Cabinet, the Minimum Wage Advisory Committee was advised to host a second cohort of stakeholders consultation. This round of discussion has already started with the employers and employees.
Now, the consultations are ongoing and they are taking place with the stakeholders, specific stakeholders. And so that is why perhaps you would not hear public consultations announced just yet. So entities such as the GIDC, the Hotel and Tourism Association, the call center operators, the construction company, the bus associations, public sector, senior managers, the Ministry of Agriculture, considering that they have a big chunk of workers, agricultural workers covered by the order, manufacturers, bakery associations, security companies, civil society organizations, media workers. So these are the entities who are now being engaged on a one-on-one in this round of consultation.
The ministry said the final step is to ensure that recommendations are made public so that everyone can share their input on the final report.
And we aim, just as soon as the budget consultations that are now taking place, as soon as they're over, we're going to have at least one major public consultation where the recommendations of the advisory committee will be put to the public for questions and scrutiny. So we want to ensure that the entire nation is with us when this new minimum wages order comes into effect, especially employers who are going to be affected and employers, and employees. We want to make sure the economic impact is positive and that we collectively lift our people above what is now considered poverty line.
For the first time, Grenada will be putting into place a baseline minimum wage, which will stipulate equal pay for various sectors in the country.
Also, are going to be introducing in Grenada for the first time the concept of a baseline minimum wage, which would capture persons and categories of workers not specifically mentioned in the order. And that is the subject of the second round of consultation now ongoing. The recommendation of the committee is $60 per day wage across the board, so that in any given sector, the minimum wage should not be less than $60 a day. Include equalizing a recommendation to equalize the minimum wage across gender. As most of us will know, we have a disparity right now between male and female workers in certain sectors, particularly the agriculture sector, and that the recommendation should be a thing of the past as we move towards greater equality among our workers across gender.
The Minimum Wage Committee was developed in September of 2022 to review wages in Grenada after 10 years. After the past year, the committee hosted various public consultations which yield a report that was presented to the Cabinet in August of this year. The new minimum wage framework is expected to be made into law in January 2024. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.